Welcome to Uongozi podcast. My name is Suleiman Yank. I'm a leadership trainer, and the podcast is about leading under pressure in Africa for young African leaders.
Hello everyone, my name is Paris Daphne Danga. I am the founder and CEO of Girls in Transition, where we are redefining how young ladies transition from campus to the workplace. What we basically do is we hand them the clarity, the confidence, and the community that they need to be able to succeed and excel in their career and their early life. Glad to be here.
Okay, let's start with the why. Why are you doing what you are doing?
My biggest why comes from my own personal journey. I found myself one time, sometime last year, just before I started Girls in Transition, and I was in a very small room where I was doing my internship, and I was not having the best time, to be honest. I was struggling with my clarity. I was struggling with where my career was going. I was feeling alone. And I just got myself asking the question that I've just said, am I alone? Is this what everyone else faces after campus? Like, there is no one to guide you, no one to lead you. So I was like, what actually prompted me? I was like, okay, since I'm figuring this out alone, why can't I? Because back in campus, I was a leader. I was a student leader in so many different societies. So I decided, since I figured this out alone, I'm trying to, why can't I make it easier for those who are coming after me? So that was my biggest why, just seeing how much time it took me after campus to finally figure it out, and seeing that if I just had the kind of support, the kind of guidance that I needed, I would have gotten to where I am much faster than the time that it now took me. So that's my biggest why, my own story. And then also number 2, just listening to some of my friends, because I had to benchmark with a few people that we were with in campus. I was just like, what I'm facing, how was life after campus for you? And there were a few touch points that were the same. And so just basing the story from my own life and from my friends, I was like, definitely this is a gap that exists, and why not? Because I've always been quite a proactive person. So I decided to just do something to help those who are coming after me to just have it easier than we had it.
So you created a company.
Yes.
You want to earn your ugali with the company.
Pardon?
You want to earn your ugali with the company.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I do believe that when you're offering a solution, then you should put a price tag on it. And just, especially if the solution is something that works, just doing it for the fluff. It's something that is working, then you should be paid for it, because it's your brain.
So you took risk.
Yes, very big risks.
Yeah.
Very big risks. When I was starting out, I remember Coach One, I fully funded it from my own pocket, because it's a concept that was still in my mind. Much as I'd asked a few friends and they were like, this is good, go for it. But I was like, let me test it first. Let me test if this thing even works. So Coach One, I did completely free for the participants. That means it was online training. So for the online part, I didn't incur so much costs. But now coming to the graduation and trying to also give a few honorariums to our speakers, I had to get into my own pockets, which was not so easy, but I think that was a risk worth taking looking back, because I don't think we would be where we are if we didn't have a cohort one. So
okay,
yeah.
So you are happy with the first steps?
Very happy. Like, it's one of those things that I just keep saying, and I always just have in my mind, like, if any founder, if any young person ever walks up to me and asks me, what would you tell someone who wants to start something? I would just tell them, start. Just start.
What if I just fear to start?
Pardon?
If I just fears to start?
I think one way, an easy way to reduce the fear will still be there. I think I love something that Joyce Meyer says a lot. She says, do it afraid. And I don't think you can completely get rid of the fear, but ways in which you can reduce it is this concept of a minimum viable product. Okay, my background is in engineering, but what that basically means is, for your first version, don't overthink it. Just try to do the very minimum that you can do for the solution to be out there.
So you let the banana get ready on the customer side.
Yes. Basically. Yeah.
So it means that perfection is not what you're chasing.
No.
Why not?
No. I feel like perfection is one of those things that really derail you, especially when you're building. Like it will, if you're waiting for perfection, let me just tell you upfront, you're never going to build anything. Because the perfection, actually you perfect it as you go. Because to be honest, how currently we're working on refining our cohort 3 now, and many of the touch points where we're refining our cohort 3, it's based on feedback that we gotten from cohort 1 and cohort 2. And if you ask the participants, yes, there has been impact, yes, there's been visible change in their lives, but they were not perfect. They were not perfect. And the whole idea, I think what I'm learning, and no one even taught me, to be honest, I think I've just been learning on the go as I move with this organization, is that you'll actually become more perfect as you do the imperfect things over and over again, and refine and refine and refine.
That is interesting. So that means the progress, the process is more important than perfection.
Yes, progress is much more important than perfection, because it even tells you what you need to perfect. Because if you don't make progress, then you'll always just stay there in your head, and you'll not have like actual data on what needs to be improved and what needs to be perfected.
That's interesting. I used to also say that perfection is only for God.
Yes.
So if you try to copy God, then try it, but that's the best way to fail. So that means now you have the courage to step in and create your company.
Yes.
How is it to lead now, to be a leader from your perspective? What are you struggling? Where are you struggling?
Leading is hard.
What makes it hard?
Let me start. Leading is so hard, especially having your own company where I am the boss. You know, like no one is giving me instructions. I'm the one expected to give instruction. No one is giving me direction. I'm the one expected to have the vision and the direction for the company. So I think 2 fronts where I see it as hard is, number one, like just the intentionality of knowing where you want to go. It's not easy. It's not easy. At times I find myself...
What makes it difficult?
What makes it difficult? I think when you're starting, you have this picture in your mind that things are going to go so fast, and then you see things going so slow, and then you want to change things, you want things to move so fast, but like that is what causes you to drift from where you started, and you start copying people. You're like, I saw that aunt's money, let's try that. But now coming back to just realigning yourself to the vision, the direction that you started, I think that is one hard thing, to be honest, because at times the original vision will not give you money upfront, but it will give you money in the long run, like as you keep putting in the time and the effort into it. That has been one major challenge I've faced as a leader. And then the second one, still on the part of being the one that people are looking up to, is that at times I'm not in a position to lead in terms of like I have so much going on in my mind, like so many disappointments, so many no's, and I want to quit. But I can't quit because I have 8 leaders looking up to me to give them direction. And so like basically I just have to like, sometimes I just take a pause and like breathe for a minute, but then I have to come back and keep leading other people as we move towards our common vision.
Because your responsibility calls you to...
Yes, you have to.
Stay.
Yes.
How would you define responsibility?
Responsibility. I would define... Wow, that's a hard one, to be honest. But I think just what you're expected to do, but also not just the bare minimum of what you're expected to do as well. Because even in Girls International, what you teach people is that you always have to give it your best. So even in terms of the responsibilities that are put on your shoulder and the responsibilities that you're expected to shoulder, I wouldn't tell someone to just give their bare minimum, but like anything that's put on your plate, give it your best and just show up fully as yourself. So
I can try my version.
Yes.
So that we have in between what happens to us and our reaction, there is a space. Space where we can pause, like you say. I pause and I choose my response.
Yes.
So that is be free, whatever happens to you, to choose your response.
Yes.
Not just to react. Response, able. Being able to have your own response.
Wow, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
That's what you're currently doing.
Yes,
So that you're not being pushed,
Yes.
but you step back and see what needs to be done.
Yes.
And you do it, and you stay consistent, even if you face challenges.
Yes, true.
So during our last discussion, I was preparing the course. I asked you, what do you expect as Gen Z
Yes.
from your leader? Because leadership is not just about the leader, it is a relation between the leader and the led. And your response was first autonomy, and then you paused and you said guided autonomy.
Yes. Yes.
Why?
Guided autonomy, because personally, I think I came from the place where I really wanted. Personally, as a professional, I believe I'm quite up to the task. Like, I really do what I say I'll do, and I would call myself a pretty decent professional, to be honest. And so, starting Girls in Transition, I wanted to give as much autonomy to my team members as I could. But one thing I realized, for one team member, like, I gave them the autonomy to do a certain task, but it wasn't done up to par the way I wanted it to be. And that's when I came to the realization that autonomy is good, but it's only good when it's guided. So what I realized is that I gave too much autonomy, but I didn't give too much direction. In terms of, I think autonomy, what I mean by guided autonomy is that for the first steps, let's do it together. Give me autonomy. For example, tell me, Daphne, I want you to know an instance for my organization. I want you to go and get us a mental health expert who is really good, right? So you give me that as a task to do, yes? But before that mental health expert comes to speak to the ladies, I, as the leader, need to verify the profile and, confirm that this is up to the bar that we are looking for as Girls in Transition. That's for the first step. Once you confirm that person X is able to do what I need them to do according to the standards that I've set, then now you can let it go for them. So that's what I mean by guided autonomy, because when you just put it as autonomy, you'll end up with people doing a lot of mistakes, to be honest, and just messing things up that it's not really their fault to mess up, it's just that they were not guided well enough on how to go about it.
What would you advise, let's say, leaders in my age, now I'm 62, how to lead people in your age, called Gen Zs? What do they expect? What do you expect apart from guided autonomy?
I think two things. Number one, clarity of direction, because I have sadly been led by a few people who did not really have so much clarity onto where their organizations were going. So as a young person who, like most of us young people, give us a task, give us a responsibility, and then trust us to do it. Like we're going to go over and above it. But if there's no direction, there's no clarity on where we are going, then things become messed up. Because I'll go a certain direction thinking that's where you want, but then you'll come back and tell me, no, that's not where we are going. But you see, the problem is not really on me. It's just that you didn't guide me towards the direction that you wanted to go. So that's number one. And then number two, I would call it psychological safety. This whole concept that human beings are just human beings. We want you to show up as just a human being. Like, you're a leader, but I remember one instance I once had with one of my leaders that really had a mark in my life, where a leader was just checking up on me, like, hi Daphne, how are you doing? Before, of course, assigning me the task. But then I was also like, okay, I'm fine, how are you? And she was like, you know what, I'm just barely holding on. And I was like, oh, that's actually fine, because now that gives me the permission to also be a human being in the workplace. And I would tie that to the ability to listen, because sadly, again, I've come across different encounters where, and I'm sure it's not just me, and I'm sure a number of people from my generation, where, for example, you suggest something, you speak up your mind on something, but it's quickly turned down in the name of this is how we have always done things. This is how this has been running for the past 20 years. And you see, if we are now in 2026 and you want to tell me we cannot change things for the better of both the organization and the people we are trying to impact, just because something has been run that way for the past 20 years, then it doesn't make sense. Yeah, so just basically those 3 points. Listening, like, just actually a good number of us want, like, after you listen to us, we just want to know that you've had. Even if you won't agree with us, even if you'll give us a different direction after that, but just help me understand that you've heard what I was saying, and then show up as a human being. With titles are good, but just show me that you're a human being. And then just guide me on where we are going and be clear on this is the vision, this is the direction we are going to, and then now leave the rest.
I think that's put it, because as leader, you need to give people the case is that you need to make them feel that they are part of something, the community. You need to be authentic. Yes, very important. You need to show people that what they are doing has significance. Yes. And you need to excite them. Yes, true. You need to. And what you say is, let's say, to learn to listen. But listening is that when you have listened, when you have understood what the person is saying, the content, but also what the person needs and how the person feels. These 3 elements. It's not just superficial. And what I experienced, your generation is not easy to lead because you ask tough questions. You are informed. Very true. And you just start when you have all the direction, when you have understood and you are convinced. Okay. So people are not just because they are the leader, the title or the age. They can't expect to.
Gone are the days.
They need to earn their authority, isn't it?
Yes, true. Yes.
That's interesting. Now, let's say if people want to find you, join you, or support you, what can they do?
So for Girls in Transition, number 1, if you are a young lady who is either in your final year or you've completed campus, Girls in Transition is for you. We've built it around you, so you can join our wait list for cohort 3 that is rolling up sometime mid this year. The link is on our social media channels. So Girls in Transition on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on TikTok. And then for those who may want to support, because that is a very big part of what we're trying to do, if you can support a girl through a cohort, the cohort fee is 5,000 shillings. If you're either a company, organization, a foundation, etc., and you'd like to support 1, 2, 10, 50 girls through a cohort, feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. My name is Daphne Danga on LinkedIn, and we can definitely have the conversation from there.
I think that's important. The reason is that in the whole context, in African context, is what I think is that in Africa, if you want to move, you need to have 4 ingredients. Education, especially education for young girls. We need energy. We need good leadership and digitalization. And if your impact is to help girls or ladies get income through their work, so they have perspective and they create. That is one lever that I would like really to support and ask people to support you. And the second is the quality of leadership. True. So that you have a critical mass of good leaders who can chip in and create opportunities. Because that's actually what we need. Per year you have, do you know approximately how many young people enter the job market in Kenya per year? Without asking Google.
I may not have the exact figure, but my guess would be somewhere about 500,000. But I'm not sure.
It's between 800,000 and 1 million per year.
That's huge.
That's huge.
That's
per year.
Huge.
and all the people outside are just waiting to get jobs.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So that's huge.
Yeah.
So that means we need to create opportunities.
Yeah.
And you can only create opportunities when you have good leaderships.
Yeah.
A good leader.
Yes.
Have a critical
True.
mass. Therefore, what we are doing now is we try our best. Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm preparing. I have a course on leadership.
Yeah.
And also preparing a webinar.
Yeah.
Called How to Calm Authority Under Pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Calm authority under pressure. That's
Yes.
a good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, because what I see is that you, as young African leaders, you operate under constant pressure to succeed fast.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You are all in a hurry.
I think it's also been sold to us, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just been sold to us that if you can get rich quickly, why wait for later?
Okay. Where does it come from?
Instagram.
Okay.
Instagram.
Yeah.
And celebrities. But of course there needs to be a balance. But I think that's just what the media has sold to us as young people.
Yes.
The need to succeed quickly. Yeah.
And that means they need to take also now responsibility, not just to take what is said in the media as reality.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you can't succeed fast.
True. Yeah.
Because you need to learn to lead.
Yes.
You need to learn to lead your boss, to lead the people you lead,
Yes.
to cope with your peers.
Yeah.
The environment is not so easy. If you try to get, let's say, a credit from the bank, they ask you to wait or
true.
to show your house, and you're not able to show it.
Yeah.
Then you have the black tax.
Yeah. Very big. Yeah.
You
True.
need to support people, and you face also mental pressure.
True.
I have the impression that so young and so overloaded. Where does it come from?
I think one of the major ones, to be honest, I would bring it back to that pressure to succeed early. Because as you've mentioned, it's not easy to succeed early unless you're a dancer on TikTok. Sorry for TikTok dancers. I watch you guys. But for most of us, it will take some time to build up your wealth, to build up your expertise, to be able to now earn well and be able to get that good money. But now the problem is you see your colleagues, you see your friends in these fancy restaurants, going on these fancy trips, wearing fancy clothes, all these fancy things, and you start questioning yourself. You're like, did I make a mistake in my life? What is wrong with me?
Yeah.
And then all that is mental pressure on you. So that's the first one that I would definitely link that to. Or to the one of the mental health issues. I think that's actually the major one, to be honest, among our generation. And then I think just some other small things, just like not knowing your worth, not having the right circles around you. Because I've also realized that actually, even from a study that I read about recently, that one of the reasons why people end up living so long, happy lives is because they had a healthy community around them. So flip that. And one of the reasons why people maybe suffer with mental health issues is because maybe the circle around you is draining you, it's making you feel less than. And so when all of that comes tumbling on your head and into your heart, then it just becomes a necessary weight for you.
I think that's quite an issue, because I saw that people, they start crashing in their 40s. Now people are crashing early.
Yes, true. Yeah, people are crashing way earlier than because you're getting even 20-year-olds, 23, 24, 25, 26 who are like, they're depressed, they're going through mental health issues. And it's not a very easy place to be in. Like, I think as young people, and even as a leader of young people, like it's one of those things that you have to be really intentional about. And even for me, because I've not gotten to the extreme of being depressed or having like a serious mental health issue, but it has taken a toll on me as an individual and also just as a leader. And I think one way that I've tried to balance is that when I'm not okay, like I'll actually take a break.
Okay.
Because I think when things pile up, it's when it begins to now spiral downward. But if you just realize, and also just being really self-aware and just noticing the triggers before they turn into other things.
I think that's very, very important nowadays. So that to understand that in order to perform, you need first to lead yourself first. Leading yourself first is to be aware of yourself.
Yes.
But also able to regulate your emotions.
Yes, true.
To observe them.
Yeah.
And to know, are you more in the red? So that means are you on the emotional part?
Yeah.
To step back. And then have the whole perspective. So that is where you can take decisions.
True.
Yeah. Because if you are in the red, then you are blurry.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
You can't think clearly.
Yeah.
And learning to listen to your feelings, to your emotions, and to your body. That's that at first. If you're not, look, you have your smartphone on you. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you charge your phone and decharge it, that is one cycle.
Yeah.
So, and your battery is designed for 400 to 500 cycle, and then it's dead.
Yeah.
And you charge and decharge.
Yeah.
So that means the lifetime will decrease.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, true.
And even if you charge, you won't be able to charge up to 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, true.
So that is the same what you do. At the end of the day, when you go home, your state of charge is 20.
True.
You're tired, depleted.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah? So, do you think young leaders need more support, more mentoring, and more leadership courses?
100%. If I could get 1,000%, I would go with that. But just that the highest percentage is 100. But yes, young people do need leadership guidance and leadership courses and support and guidance from mentors and those who have gone ahead of us. From first-hand experience, I've seen that it saves you a lot of time, saves you a lot of energy, saves you a lot of mental space, because you step into these rooms and you hear all these people who have gone the journey and they tell you, what worked, what didn't work. And as young people, you're able to take notes. And then also just looking and benchmarking from leaders who have been in the spaces where you have been. Much of what I do right now as a leader, to be honest, I have picked it from older people.
Yeah.
Because I have been a student of the leaders who have gone ahead of me, and whenever I'm under a really good leader, like I will take it upon myself to take notes, write down what are they doing, how are they doing it, when there is a scenario, when there's maybe an issue at work, how are they handling it. And basically those are some of the things that have just basically shaped my leadership up to now. So yeah, it's definitely, because I think one problem I would mention with us young people is that so many times and sadly we think that we know it all, but we don't. I think it takes you sitting under someone for you to realize there's so much for you to learn.
Okay.
And just that guided leadership, that guided mentorship, it's what gives you that kind of knowledge and that kind of experience that you don't have to go through it as yourself, but you can learn from those who have walked the journey.
Practically.
Yes, practically, very practically.
Not in books.
Yes.
Or in books.
Both.
Okay.
Yes, both.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And you mentioned last time, how do you, I'm just interested and curious. You said that there is a sort of generational conflict or frictions.
Yes.
What was it?
Okay. So I've seen, and even from what I have read and I've even learned from other people's experience, is that currently there are scenarios where generations are conflicting in the workplace. And they were speaking about Gen Z's not just entering the workplace, and then Gen X and millennials having been there, and some workplaces even have boomers. And what we see is that for us Gen Z's, because we are the generation that questions a lot, like we want things that actually work for us. We don't want to just settle into the status quo. But then you get into the workplace and just as I mentioned earlier, like you get the narratives of this is what has always been done. When boss X says something, you don't question. I remember one time I was having a conversation with a friend, and she was telling me how in their workplace, she doesn't have much to say or to add on to what she does as an individual, simply because it's brought down from the boss wants this. So it's trickled down to the manager. The manager tells the person who is in charge of her directly, and then that person tells her. And I'm not against like the boss wanting something to be done, but what I'm just saying is, can it be explained to us? Why are we doing this? Why are we going this direction? Because what you'll realize is that if you just take that extra step, yes, it will take you maybe an extra 5 minutes, 10 minutes into your meeting. But if you just take that extra direction, your output will be much greater, because I will be invested in it. I will understand we're doing this because if we don't do this, our customers are not going to get the best quality, or this maybe we are staying with this standard because that's the brand of the organization. This is the standard of the organization. So it's easier for me to take up the culture once I understand that this is why we are doing this. Yes. And then also another point of clash that I've noticed is now on the mental health part, because I think for our generation, like, we are really big on just the balance of like working and also just having a healthy life. And it comes from, because you see what we've seen from the generations before us is this complete investment into work at the expense of your own mental health. And we've seen it spiral in a very negative way, and we don't want that. Yes.
I think that's very valid, very important for leading in African context, because that is the context people are leading in. And 1/3 of the population is Gen Z in Kenya. 1/3. So that means it's similar to the US or Europe. So that means new leaders need to know your expectations, so that you need to understand the direction. You need to be taken from where you are. And then mental stability. Resilience is very important. And then to learn how to lead under these circumstances. That's also a big challenge for all leaders out there.
Very big challenge.
Yes, because you are 1/3 of and getting also higher. That's interesting. So that what I would suggest is that if people want to support you, to do that, to reach out. And I hope that you were able to understand a bit. What does it take for a young leader to create a business here? What are the expectations? What is the context? And it is about responsibility. Not perfection. Yes. The process and the progress is important. And what gives you the energy to continue?
Well, what gives me the energy? I think the feedback I've gotten, to be honest. Like, there are times when I want to give up. So many times I've wanted to give up. I wanted to just call it quits and just, go get something to do with my life. But I remember there's still a gap that hasn't been solved. And I remember that what I have can potentially save someone so many years of tamarking, of trying to figure it out on their own. And seeing that the kind of work we've been able to do has already had impact, much as it wasn't perfect, but we've already had impact. So just that knowing that what we're doing is not for waste, I think it just keeps me going, to be honest. And then also just a challenge to myself. I've never been someone to settle in a comfort zone. Like, I like things that challenge me. I like it when it's hard. I like it when it's hard. I'm like, I'm going to figure this thing out. So it's just those two, feedback and then also just challenging myself. I'm not a quitter. I cannot quit. So whatever it takes, I have to push through. And if I'm going to quit at some point, it's going to, be selling the company to someone to get some big check.
And that's the energy we need to make things move in Africa. And that's also what gives me the energy to see how committed you all are. Trying to change things and get impact. The challenge is for leaders now how to lead under uncertainty, under pressure, with high expectations,
Yes.
under scrutiny, so that their authority is not crashing.
Yeah.
To get this calm authority under pressure.
Yeah.
That is what I'm trying to do in the next webinar. It is a
Wow.
free webinar. It's called leading under authority, calm authority under pressure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that people understand that authority is not something that just is there. It is given from
Yes.
the people we lead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, true.
Yeah.
True.
Especially if it comes to leading Gen Zs.
Yes, true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was really great, and
Yeah.
I learned a lot.
Thank
Yes.
you.
And that is what we need in Africa, is a more cross-generational discussion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We need more cross-generational discussions more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just to have these silos. These Gen Zs, they do not understand. Just to make the best of us
Yeah. True. Yeah.
come true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you
very much.
for being here, and see you next time.